All right, what we got going on here? Pisces and Gemini. So what y'all doing? I know what y'all doing. Y'all believe in how to make. Y'all gonna do time travel, ain't y'all? Y'all figuring out how time travel is possible and how y'all gonna achieve it first. And if it's not a time machine, y'all done find a wormhole or a black hole or something, right? That's what's up, though. If y'all are using your mind at this time, that's a great thing. Y'all got the sun both in cardinal houses right now. So, Gemini is in the fourth for you. Pisces is in the seventh for you. So how does this work? How does this whole focus and concentration in those areas behave? It's like this, right? You can have goals and thoughts, Gemini, for a home. It might even be your dream home. All right. And you may be looking at different places where this dream home can be. You may be on Zillow trying to find this place. You may be looking at the Zestimates, you know what I'm saying? Looking at all of the fees, all of the taxes, and you may be trying to finesse your way into finding a banker who can get you this house. Yeah, I'm being for real right now. I'm so serious when I say this. Somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that knows you, or can find a way to meet this individual or individuals in order for you to land this home. You are concentrating on making that the primary way of obtaining this home, you know, and obtaining this type of lifestyle. And it's because you may believe that this home is the key to obtaining this type of lifestyle that you want, right? Not just the average everyday thing. This is going to be something that you long for. You want to be monogamous eventually if you're not already with your Pisces, and you feel that this is the asset that can get it done. You know what I'm saying? To solidify it anyway. You might be apartments. You might be in an apartment, or you might have your own apartments. However the cookie crumbles, you feel a home or home ownership is a step up right now. It could be vice versa too. You might be trying to sell a home. You might be feeling that y'all don't need it. You might be feeling like the economy is shifting to a place where you could do better with the cash. You know what I mean? But I'd say this. Acknowledge that your Pisces is going to want to ensure in some type of way that they're included in this decision, right? Because you're going to want to make the decision more than Pisces is, more than likely, Gemini. And Pisces is just asking for the respect and the honor to say, yo, look, what do you think about this? This is something we're both going to do. We're both going to embark on. Are you cool with it, or what's your input it? What's your input on it? You know what I mean? And I want to say this as well. At this time for you two, I'd say Pisces, not just to focus on your relationship with your Gemini lover, but to also focus on the relationships that you have with other people. Because when you're talking about home life here, and you're talking about cardinal houses here, you want to play more of a leadership role in acquiring what it is that's related to the domestic house. See, it could be just domestic life, or it could mean, you know, it doesn't have to mean home necessarily. It could be domestic life, which means more, I don't know, more time with your partner, more value added on to your partner. And if these people are not helping you get it done, it might be because you're depending on them to an extent to where it leaves you out of the pie more than it needs to be. You understand what I'm saying? So you might be saying to yourself, you might be ready to leave. And when I say ready to leave, I mean break off some partnerships that you're tied into because you feel that it's not enough. And that's okay. That's okay. Not everyone has to feel content. You know, there might be some transitioning things going on with the transitional plans, which we'll get to in a bit. But I say this even more for this pairing because your partner has got their soul inside of the fourth house. So when you're making moves for like the most expensive asset that we have here on Earth, for the most part, unless you're running businesses and stuff like that, then it's important to look at these things, you know? And you may have to play the leadership role, which the seventh house suggests is still a cardinal house. Even though it deals with other people, it's still about leadership. So, you know, Pisces, you may have some partners who are Cancers, who are Sagittariuses, etc., etc. So it might not fall into their cardinal house. You know what I'm saying? It might fall into a different type of house. So if it does, even better. If you could get that information, even better, because you'll know that it probably will fare better with you taking the leadership role in that position. And if you look at the stars and you find out that people still not trying to let you into that position because of whatever it may be, ego or whatever, then it's even more of a signal for you to make a different move that could support you and your lover. Now, fourth house, you might just ready to be like, yo, I could thug it out with my partner, then to go in with y'all. Like, you know, we could work from home. You might be able to start from where y'all at, you know what I mean? And then start doing the goal setting and get where it is where you need to get. I think your Gemini partner would do well going into a bank and actually rubbing shoulders with people to get that done too, you know? Gemini just has the gift of gab when it comes to communicating with people like that. And although, you know, there could be some con work going on in there, because that's kind of what, and not for nothing, like Geminis are like the best con people out of the zodiac. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know what to say about that, but that. So you put it together how you need to put it together. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people like them so much or like talking to them so much, they'll just let them get away with it. But anyway, just make sure y'all look at the fine print. So let's move on to Mercury though. Let's get to Mercury, right? So Mercury for Pisces is in the 7th house as well, of course, right? Mercury is in the 4th house for Gemini as well, moving into the 5th house. So even more of a thought on this whole domestic life. How's it going to be in a long haul with this Pisces partner? So Pisces, if you want to like G-check your Gemini lover, you could just quiz them and be like, yo, so where do you see us in the next 10 years? You know what I'm saying? Say something like that. Like, yeah, stretch it 10 years. Where do you see us? And if they can't answer that question, or if they taking too long to answer it, you might want to do a little more digging, a little more, or some suspecting. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, why is it taking you so long to answer? And it could be that whole double mind logic thing going on with Gemini. They're trying to figure out 2 answers to give you. So if one doesn't work, the other one will work, and then they'll still win somehow, and just be like, nah, I'm not going for that right now. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Get their insight and their input, because they might just have a genius idea to make that 10-year thing from now happen. You know what I'm saying? Because their thought process is there. You know, they probably can't get their mind off of it right now. So, and with Mercury being in the 7th house for you, like it might be marriage on your mind, Pisces. Like real shit. You might be thinking about marrying this person, and it's just like, if I can't get a clear cut and concise answer out of them and see that their actions fit what they're saying to me right now, then this person just plays a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you really just gotta watch what Geminis do rather than what they say. You know, they'll show you where they want to belong. If they really want to be there and stay there, they'll show you that more than what their mouth says. Because, again, they might put something out there just to see if you bite. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time they want you to bite for the other thing. But they'll bring up the other thing later and be like, I thought of this too. What do you think about this? And you're like, yeah, I like that better. And they knew you would like that better, but they just waited. Real mind fuckery. But anyway, Mercury will go retrograde. Gemini probably love this because they get to play with their mind even more. And while everybody is going nuts because their fucking technology is going awry and everyone's not all mercurial, Gemini is having a ball, right? So you may see them find this more of a time to actually communicate with you, Pisces. Put phones down and all of that, you know what I mean? Just to kick it with you. And pick your brain. This can get very extensive. This can be even nerve-wracking. They may go off on tangents and change the conversation many of times. But you got to understand it's in their 4th house. So they actually want to have this sentimental time with you, and it may come in the form of communication. It may be very airy. It might not be even as physical as you may like it, Pisces. But you could turn it into that because those planets are transiting your 7th house. You know what I'm saying? So you figure it out. Y'all will figure it out. Now, it's going to go into their 5th house as well. So it should be more fun. It should be more lighthearted. This one thing that I can attest to being in Gemini relationships, period, is that when it's fun, it's fun. Like, it's a whole lot of fun. So Libra season should be a great time for y'all. But even before that, what is it? September 7th. Is when Mercury goes into Libra, you can really have a ball, because Pisces for you, that's your house of sex under the sun sign horoscope, and it's going to be the house of romance for Gemini. So romance and fun, you know what I'm saying? So this would be a fantastic time for the two of you to hit it off and actually, just hit it off, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing more to it. Now, at the same time, this might be an area where Gemini may not want to talk about the deep stuff, Pisces, and this is 8th house for you. So you might have to, I don't know who's balancing the checkbook around here, but Pisces, you might have to do it, You might have to take the responsibility and do it, because Libra is the 8th house for you. So, they might bring up all of the house stuff while Mercury and the Sun is in Virgo, but when everything starts shifting to Libra, they want to go off to the races and have fun. When you may be stuck with the responsibility of leveraging all of that out, balancing it all out, and making it work, Pisces. I'm just giving you a heads up, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it. So, moving right along. I ain't even going to drag that out, because that just sounded very beautiful. Like it is the way that it is, and that's the way that it should be left. So let's get to Venus. The planet Venus being in the, what was I saying? Right. Planet Venus being in the 6th house of Leo. I've repeated this so many times, but that's okay. That's what part of this is. And I always come up with new stuff every time that I do it. So Leo being in the 6th house. How strong is your opinion about things, Pisces? Like, all jokes aside, how strong is your opinion about being a leader in the workplace? This is very important to think about right now, because things are changing. People can ignore it all that they want, and everybody's like switching sides or picking sides, should I say, rather, right now, when it comes to the corporate world, when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to groups doing things together, like group work. There's all types of things called jobs now. There's all types of jobs being created, whether you want to believe it or not, whatever your political thought process is. It is. If you know, you know. So where are you shining in this area, Pisces? It's important, because should you be able to hit it off in this area, you can really at least find out, identify where there's going to be money for you continuously in the 6th house. 6th house is routine. So if you're having money issues and stuff like that, this is a great time, and you should, I ain't gonna say hurry, but reflect on what you've been through already with Venus being here and where it's going to go, because it's going to shift on September 7th or the 6th into the 7th house of Virgo, in the sign of Virgo. So in the meantime, figure out or identify, reflect on where the strong points are for money inside of the 6th house. Where have you made money routinely? And is it worth being showy when obtaining it? Because it just might be. Like, if you're used to quality stuff, right? And quality stuff costs more, but at the same time you were able to afford these quality things and get that luxurious taste of life, is it worth it? So, like, we're in an economy, or there are certain economies to where you spend. There is a part of that, despite what my personal opinion is, there is a part of that makes an individual feel good, right? So you go buy something, you like it for yourself, if it's useful, and then you determine that it's worth it, then you're like, oh yeah, I could get used to this. So maybe you've been frugal for a long time. Maybe you've been real conservative, and you decided to turn it up a notch and say, you know what, I deserve the finer things in life too. You got the money to buy it, you bought it, you utilized it, and somehow gravitated more energy or more money to you, right? These are the things you should pay attention to. Or is it just taking a straight L? Is it just frivolous spending, and you're just like, I bought this for nothing, or this is hanging in the closet, it's going to have the tag on it because I ain't found the kicks to match, shit like that. And if it's like determine what that is, because if it is something like that, Venus is a planet of two. You know what I'm saying? That money might have went better somewhere else. Could have went to your spouse. It could have went to your Gemini. You know what I'm saying? So, and even if not just the Gemini, could have went somewhere else that would have paid you back should you not been so showy or expressive with the Leo grandstanding ability. Not saying that it has to be that way, but has your ego gotten involved with your expenditures to the point where it wasn't reciprocated? Because Venus is reciprocal, y'all. You send, you get back. It's not unconditional love. When it's in Pisces or if it's in the 12th house, sure. But Venus alone is not unconditional love. It's conditional. Reciprocity means conditions. I give you, you give me. Please understand. I be wanting people to understand that so much. But anyway, Venus is inside of the 3rd house when it comes to Gemini and the sign of Leo. So they may be talking big shit right now. They may be talking it to you. They may be flashy through the community right now. They might be making it rain or something. You know what I'm saying? They might be doing rain dances. They might be dressing in a way that grasps much attention in for the purpose of, you know, like they say, squeaky wheel gets the most oil. You know what I'm saying? They might be doing these outlandish cries, but doing it in a way that has so much pizzazz and so much gravitational pull because of how it's done, that this might be all part of their genius idea to, you know, get what it is that they're plotting on, because it's a mental thing too. They're not just doing this to do it. They're doing it because they're sending a signal. They're doing it because they want to generate more fans, subscribers, likes, comments, etc. You know, 3rd house stuff, advertising wise. So you might see them crank it up a notch and be like, yo, you good? Oh, you know, but it isn't nothing to be suspecting of. You should just be aware that these are the signs of the times. You know what I mean? And there's an opportunity here as well for you to get involved, Pisces, if y'all are, how should I say it? If y'all brains are connecting on that same lane. And I say that because these are both mercurial houses. If you got any highly aspected Mercury, Pisces, this can make y'all mesh or gel very well. Same thing. But yeah, now it's going into the sign Virgo on the 6th. Yeah, on the 6th of September, which would be 4th house for Gemini. So he said this is how this works, all right? So they might just be pulling off this whole advertising stunt to bring the money in, to bring it on to the 4th house. The 4th house is savings. You know what I'm saying? So trust me when I tell you, they're not just doing this for nothing. They got a plot, they got a plan, they got an idea. You know what I mean? So if you pick their brain enough, with Leo being in the mercurial house, which is the 6th house for you, Pisces, then y'all might be able to really hit it off in that Virgo 7th house energy, capitalize on that. So although the sun and the Mercury will be on its way out, or at least Mercury will be left by then, the money planet will come into the sign of Virgo and it'll come into your relationship, Pisces, and then it'll come into the home of the Gemini. You know what I'm saying? So money inside of the home with your relationship partner, y'all really could have some fun between now and Libra season, yo. I'm telling y'all, yo. Get in the comment section and let me know, do you deny or do you confirm? I'm gonna be all right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Just let's talk about it, you know? Let's get to the planet Mars. So Mars is in the 4th house of Gemini for Pisces. Mars is in Gemini in the 1st house, right? So they're being passionate right now about their ideas. A Gemini might be even, like if you're on social media, whatever the case may be, the Gemini might be posting heavy right now, a lot more than they usually be. They might be doing pop-ups in the community and stuff like that, popping up on anybody's block, their own block, you know, like they're, you know, waiting for paparazzi. It might just be their own cell phone, but they're going to treat it like it's paparazzi. Like they may be on that right now. And they can feel like it's all about them right now, not because of the sun being in Virgo, but because of Mars being in the 1st house. They can get like that, you know what I mean? They can get snappy too, don't get it twisted. They might be over talkative at this time. Again, they might drive you a little bit nuts, Pisces, but they're just doing them. Gemini is already excited enough, but they're fired up now with Mars being in. It's going to be there for 7 months, so prepare. Prepare. You should have been prepared, but it's on now. So you're gonna see it, you're gonna hear it. All right. At the same time, with Mars being in the fourth house for you, Pisces, y'all could channel that into sex, though. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the things that I was talking about relative to Venus and Mercury. So when it comes to Mars, you know, the inspiration involved with the talks might just be what's needed to do some as above so below stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when people get mentally stimulated by what the other is saying, this is a great time for y'all. And Gemini could pour it on you right now at this time. You know what I mean? To where you may feel comfortable at home. You may not go anywhere. Fourth house, Mars and fourth house for you, Pisces, you may not go anywhere. Like, fuck that. Like, this person is just too much fun right now, too much full of fire for me to leave their sight. Or them leave my sight. You know what I'm saying? So y'all might just make it a whole domestic thing, stay at home. Sure, there could be some sparring. There could be, not sparring, like, let me rephrase that. Don't fight each other, y'all. But there could be some arguments, you know. And more than likely it's going to be based upon some idea, right? Maybe some differences, some difference in opinions between the two of y'all or whatever. But y'all can get past that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can get over that. But that also may bring y'all to a point of enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you haven't talked, especially you, Pisces, maybe you haven't talked about these things out loud. Your Gemini lover is going to help you talk about these things out loud. So things start to change. You'll notice when thoughts that have been floating in your head for a long time, they're not the same as when they're actually communicated. And I know it's a balance, yo. Some people say don't express your ideas, don't tell people your dreams and stuff like that. But the longer that they stay festering in your head, sometimes without the ability to come out, that's a part of manifestation, right? What's done in the mind, what's stored up in the brain, what's imagined becomes tangible. The words do that too, you know. Artists do it all the time. You hear these prophetic messages and stuff like that. So you can't say that, you know, talking about what it is that you're going to do is no good. You know, people have manifested all types of things in their life by speaking about it. Rap artists can tell you this all day, especially them, you know. So yeah, that's what Mars and Gemini can do for y'all. It's a 7-month run. Get used to it. Be prepared for it. Take full advantage of it. Pisces, you get a lot of homework done in this time. You know what I mean? And as I've mentioned before, obey Saturn, obey Jupiter too. I think Jupiter's in, let me see. I think Jupiter's in high degree as well. But I'm gonna double check that to be sure, you know, just in case. And if it is, pay close attention because this is going to be the area where you can transition in with Jupiter. See, look, I'm glad I took a look. Jupiter is actually, well, it's retrograde, we do know that, but it's in low degree. It's in low degree. And not only that, I say around, it's going to be not conjunct, excuse me, but it's going to be in the same amount of degrees on the 31st at the end of the month. So August 31st, it's going to be 6 degrees. Jupiter's going to be 6 degrees in Aries. And Mars will be 6 degrees in Gemini. So they're going to be sextile. There's going to be opportunity that comes here between taking action and snatching up an opportunity that's relative to, if not exact like a money, then people might just offer you something in general. You know what I mean? And it may be relative to what the sign Aries is expressing, which is leadership, entrepreneurship, you know, starting your business, things of that nature. You know what I mean? You're doing any type of police work, some type of gym work, you know. If you want to start something off in those types of arenas, this would be a great time to snatch up that opportunity when those, at the end of the month, the last day of the month, you know. Be aware, be mindful so that you can snatch it up should it come. Now, also, you don't have to be so quick to snatch it up because this is an area of reflection. So make sure that this is something that'll help you transition. And you make sure that by reflecting, take the time to reflect what went wrong last time, what went right last time. If something went right, I would suggest you follow the result. You know what I mean? But like I said, second house for you, Pisces, so this deals with your materialistic attitude. And you may have to go this alone, and Gemini is going to have to respect it straight up. You know what I mean? Gemini is probably going to be more along the lines of pursuits with their groups and their network, their professional ones at that, their humanitarian ones at that. So leaving you to your own devices and giving you space to yourself right now is actually ideal. It shouldn't be an issue unless you are part of that professional networking group that Gemini has. And y'all are still lovers. It doesn't matter. Maybe you play a role in that area. And if you do, then okay, cool. Pisces, you're supposed to be able to benefit off of Gemini in that area. And if it's not like that, you should be suspecting of that. You should be inquisitive about that and find out what that's about. Why can't you get in where you fit in with their professional networking group? If you're in their networking group. You understand what I'm saying? And again, might have to be some reflecting on that. Like, reason why I don't fit in there, because I'm no good at playing the guitar. And I tried to play the guitar because that's my boo thing. And I felt just because I played the drums before that I could play the guitar. Because it was sick. But ain't sick no more. They back. So I'm not playing the guitar. I got to go back to the drums. Shit like that. I know that's why, like, wow, that's really how you... But sometimes you need small examples to be given as analogies in order to interpret what it is that I'm saying, But that's how retrogrades can work. You know what I'm saying? You internalize, you reflect, things went like this. And a lot of times with retrogrades, it's about patterns as well, something that you went through before, something that you began already. And you're just going back to comb over it to see what needs to be reiterated. And now you could move forward, or now you could add something onto it or take something away from it. You know what I mean? So that when things go direct, it makes a whole lot more sense. That's really all it be, So don't get uncomfortable when something like that can possibly occur. It's pretty much what I'm saying. Man, I'm just dancing through this whole Pisces Gemini thing. I'm excited for y'all, yo. What's going on, yo? Where's the Geminis at? All right, let me take this off of me real quick. Okay, Saturn being in Aquarius, the 12th house for Pisces. Saturn's retrograde. Saturn is in Aquarius, the 9th house for Gemini retrograde. How am I going to piece this together? I can't even say, I was going to say Gemini do more listening than speaking, but I just can't. With Mars being in Gemini, your first house. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. You might have to do more, or you should do more listening and learning than talking. And let me tell you why. Like, if you're not, like, this is what I'm saying. If you're not talking with your significant other, your lover, your Pisces, and your immediate network, like, I would say this, Gemini, cut the small talk around this time. All right? Fuck that shit. Fuck the small talk. The same way that you express it with the Leo in the 3rd house, with the making it rain, you got this crazy outfit on and you got, you grabbing a lot of attention. I would say to learn from all of that, those moves that you're making, it's action, because it's really in a form of action. Whether you're doing a commercial, you modeling, you putting that shit on, it's taking action with doing less talking, because you could potentially fumble the words or be too outspoken and say something that is not in alignment with everything else going on and shoot yourself in the foot. See, with Aquarius in the 9th house, the more higher octave energy of the mind, you have a better ability to get something solid going on there. And it can teach you something. It should teach you something, should you do the work to transition you, right? Especially when it comes to the house of, or to the sign of Pisces, which is going to come later. But whatever this thing is that you work on education-wise now is going to be what transitions you, because Pisces is your 10th house of career, of your midhaven. and you work that out the best way you know how to work that out. So there's even more when I'm saying whatever it is that you're advertising, however you're putting yourself out there with Venus in the third house with Leo, I think it has something to do with that, Gemini. So pay attention to what I'm saying. You heard? Because once you learn how to implement that showiness or whatever it is that you did advertisement wise to attract attention to yourself, once you implement that into the internet with hard work, and when I say hard work, I mean the tough stuff that you got to do on the internet. Like sometimes it's relative to finding the right merchant that payment merchant that agrees to selling your products and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We got different ones now, but some of them are popping up with rules that says, well, you can't sell this, you can't sell that, you can't sell this. So you got to go hunt and search for other payment processes and stuff like that. Like it's real. It's real. So look at something along those lines, something that you may have skipped over before because you were moving too quick, Gemini. You know, and while Pisces is doing this transitioning thing in the 12th house, and you know what's dope. I forget what reading I did it on, but I was talking about, somebody just commented on it too not too long ago. I was talking about how much are you worth to, how much does your country value you? You know, Pisces with Aquarius and Saturn being in the 12th house. Like figure that out, you know, because Pisces energy is looking to do work in other places of the world right now. It ain't all about where they're at right now. It ain't all about where they're stationed at right now. So, you know, if another place can benefit more off of what's being given to Pisces right now, then they're going to be out. I'm telling you right now, they're going to pick up and they're going to leave. So as soon as I said that, right, I say put it this way. I don't know if it was the next day, but the next time I looked at my statistics, the CPM for my videos went up a little bit over $2. A little bit over $2 difference. That's a lot just from last looking at it, and I was like, my country don't really value me as much as I thought. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the rest of these countries, like the U.S. is like down here on the list. All right, I see what we doing. I said, that's how y'all feel? All right, okay. I know how to get a Euro bond and get out of here. I know how to do it, you know? So, I looked and I seen it and I was like, wow, ain't that something? And this is what I mean about speaking things into existence. Sometimes you got to put it out there, B. It's a part of manifestation. It's a part of alchemy. It's a part of it. Yeah, there's some practicing you might have to do, some working around it. Maybe you got to be selective of who you let hear it, you know. But sometimes no fear. It's just like, hey, you remember times that you kept things to yourself and that maybe didn't work out well. So now, you know, like I said, I spoke that out and now, boom, numbers jump. So while Pisces is going through that type of transitioning, right? And that's on the internet too. So that might have been why it worked in my favor. I'm doing the work on the internet. Aquarius is the internet. So what, y'all ain't fucking with me, internet? Y'all ain't gonna respond to what I'm saying or what I'm doing? I'm doing the work, yo. But it responded, you know? Because I reflected, it's in retrograde, I reflected on times when I wasn't getting it like that. I done told y'all, I've been outspoken about it with y'all too before. Like, yo, I done went through, I seen these Indians do a video for one time when they was showing us how to check the advertisers and run their information through this website to find out how much they were paying. Like, we ain't have all that information before when I first started. So I would use this site to find out how much the company was paying, and then I'd take that. If I seen it was paying me too low, I'd take that. Shout out to Shorty who said she played my commercials all the way through too. That's mad love because that helps, right? But back to the story, I took the company and I ran it through, seeing there was lowballing a dude. I'm like, all right, I'm Xing them out because they had this thing in AdWords that you could like X the company out. But yo, I'm Xing the company out, Xing it out. I go back to the video, I see the same company still running their ads. So these dudes was playing me. American companies playing me, you know? And I might get flagged for this video because I'm talking about it, but it's like, yo, y'all cheated me, you know? And y'all know y'all did. And y'all know y'all probably feel guilty about it now. But now is the time all of a sudden that y'all switch it around. And you know what? I should have paid more attention to this because I've done videos saying that when Saturn goes in Aquarius, there's going to be some rules and regulations shifted around. And All of this stuff that people are getting away with on the internet is going to come to a cease, because Saturn is going to come through and regulate shit, because that's what Saturn does. That's Big Daddy. And my stupid ass done went and invested all that money in crypto and took a L. I lost like 40% of my money. But anyway, back to me and Gemini, right? Or Pisces and Gemini, right? I had to go in that tangent so I could bring clarity to what it is that I'm saying right now. Ninth house rules over long distance travel as well. So this is where Gemini is doing the work right now. So this whole taking a trip somewhere thing can work really well for y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all both are doing work in those areas. Sure, you don't know ultimately how it's going to turn out, but y'all got some idea. Y'all mutable asses got some idea. Y'all be in y'all head all the time. Y'all got an idea with the Aquarius energy, with the electric work going off in the brain synapses. Y'all are figuring this shit out. Don't play me. Don't play with me like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all got it going on. So with that connection, y'all can make a lot of things happen, pretty much. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to close it out at that. I hope y'all enjoyed this reading, and I hope y'all make it happen. I feel real great about this time for Pisces and Gemini. All right, I'm out.